It's 1896 and it's the middle of another hot summer. You want to cool it down and then you hear of this wondrous new place known as Sutro Baths. It's an oasis filled with stories of pools and aquariums and places to relax. Sutro Baths were actually more of a resort and they had an insane capacity of 10,000 people at full, but it all burned down in an instant and to this day nobody knows why. The Sutro Baths has a rich history, a significant influence on San Francisco and its people, from back in the 1800s all the way to now, and its current haunted, dilapidated condition is known to have numerous haunted sightings. Sutro Baths was once an oceanfront museum built by self-made millionaire Adolf Sutro, and that was expanded to build the bathhouse as well. Sutro's dreams for the baths was to provide a healthy, recreational, and inexpensive swimming facility for thousands of San Franciscans. A classic Greek portal opened up to a massive glass enclosure containing 7 swimming pools at various different temperatures, some hot like a hot tub, and some cold like normal. There were numerous slides, springboards, and even a high dive. The power of the Pacific Ocean during high tide could fill the 1.7 million gallons of water required for all the pools in just under an hour. The baths could accommodate 10,000 people at full and offer 20,000 bathing suits and 40,000 towels for rent. Along with the baths, Mr. Sutro also wanted to educate his guests. And to do this, he had the front of the building filled with natural history exhibits, galleries of sculptures, paintings, and tapestries and artifacts from all over the world, including Mexico, China, Asia, and the Middle East, and that includes some of the popular Egyptian mummies at the time. In addition to swimming, Sutro Baths offered visitors many other attractions such as band concerts, talent shows, and numerous different restaurants. Unfortunately, Sutro Baths was not very successful in the long run due to the Great Depression, the reduction of public transport to the area, as Sutro Baths was located on the edge of San Francisco, and the numerous new health codes that popped up in the years after it was built. Adolf Sutro passed away in 1898, and in an attempt to regain popularity, the new owners of Sutro tried to turn the baths into an ice rink, but unfortunately had to close their doors in 1964 and sell the property to apartment contractors. In 1966, a mysterious fire destroyed the baths, and now all that remains are the fire-damaged ruins and the numerous tunnels to make the water flow in and out of the baths that are all underneath it. Sutro Baths has had an influence on numerous citizens from before the Great Depression, and it's now a historical landmark. In its heyday, the Sutro Baths were an enormous and popular water resort, but not only that, it had a very smart system of underground tunnels that would be used to fill and empty the massive pools daily. Even now in its current abandoned state, it attracts a big crowd to explore its ruins and all of its underground taverns. Since being abandoned though, Sutro Baths have been a place for numerous paranormal activities and have had many sightings over the years. Old visitors of the baths are the most common paranormal sighting. They're often seen at night, and they could be mistaken for regular old visitors. But when you look closer, you can see that they're wearing bathing suits from the 1800s, and their attire is from the 1800s as well. And given the typical nighttime climate of San Francisco, it's pretty unusual to see people walking around in old bathing suits wearing towels and umbrellas. These ghosts are completely harmless, and they seem to reenact the heyday of Sutro Baths by just running around the stone ruins, playing in the empty pools, and jumping off the high dive. Along with these spirits, there's also a clawed entity in the underground tunnels that is known to leave numerous half-eaten carcasses strewn around the tunnels. There's also a known demonic presence in these tunnels due to all the activity from the Church of Satan in the 1900s there. An example is if you take a lit candle through the biggest tunnel that leads all the way to the Pacific Ocean, by the time you reach the end, the candle will be grabbed from your grip and thrown into the ocean. Sutro Baths is a place of wonder that was destroyed under sad and mysterious circumstances. It was a beautiful aquarium and bathhouse that met an unfortunate end, first in the Great Depression, and then it ended finally with the giant unknown fire. This place will always be a famous SF landmark and will always have a cult following.